Welcome to Seltzer Squad, the podcast about staying sober in the city, with your hosts, Kate Sander and Jes Valentine.
Hey, Kate, what's another way that the squad can help support the podcast?
In addition to just listening or signing up to our Patreon, y'all can shop our online merch store, which has a variety of different sober treats, from mugs to sweatshirts to tanks and tees.
Everything.
All of our signature sayings are all over our sober merch. So visit seltzersquadshop.com and check it out.
Treat yourself to something sober while supporting the pod.
Hi, Jessica.
Hi. How are you, Kate?
Good. We're both caffeinated-ish now.
Yeah. I was so tired when we recorded the first episode.
I know. So you brought up a good point. So what are we drinking nowadays because we don't drink? Back in the early days of the Seltzer Squad, there was slim pickings out there. It was like Beck's,
I feel like
non-alcoholic.
Yeah.
Seedlip.
There was, I think, like, I found Ariel red wine, like fake red wine, but like that was the only brand I think that I could even fucking find. I mean, obviously we were drinking a lot of seltzer, hence why we called the podcast Seltzer Squad. But
do you still drink that much seltzer? I don't actually anymore.
I don't drink as much seltzer as I used to drink. I feel like I drink way more coffee.
I've had a weird relationship with coffee lately, so I started getting like really, really anxious and jittery on caffeine, and it was like making my hands shake. It was very weird, and I of course was like, do not go to Google. Like, I will not let you Google this until we like try some things. And so in the last couple of weeks, I have cut out like my regular espresso. I switched to decaf, and I switched to matcha because it has lower caffeine content in it. And there was definitely like a withdrawal of me getting a headache every day. But since I've stopped drinking as much caffeine, I still drink caffeine, but I don't allow myself to have like full blown caffeine anymore. I've been so much better. So you were not a coffee drinker, and then in sobriety you became one.
I know, it's weird, right? I mean, I still don't like coffee, but I like espresso drinks. So, I mean, I started off like every now and then I would get like a raspberry white mocha from Starbucks. It's so good. It's my favorite. And then I don't know, like now I have to like have coffee every morning. Like, you know, my
like
foo-foo coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like I never was like that. And I think it's just a mental addiction. I don't think it's like a physical addiction or anything like that, which is also like somewhat like worrisome to me, but also like not. I mean, it is like a drug, right? Caffeine is a drug. Yeah, no, I don't drink as much seltzer. I do drink seltzer. I always have seltzer in the house. We always offer seltzer to my clients. But I definitely don't drink it as much. I usually have a coffee that I like nurse until like 4 p.m. And then I try to have like, well, I wake up at like 11, right?
Okay,
and then I'll like have my coffee and I drink it like intermittently while I'm working. And
are you making mocktails as much as you were? In the beginning I was making a lot of mocktails and a lot of like fun drinks, and now I think maybe because I have less time, I very much look forward to like the routine of making my morning drink, whatever, like if it's a latte, or I think that was the hardest part for me was like, now I can't have caffeine or alcohol. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
This is ridiculous. Like Diet Coke, like nothing. So I was like, but I enjoy the routine of making my like steamy beverage in the morning. And so I was like, I have to have decaf or something so I can still like enjoy. It's like one of the moments of joy of my day is making that for myself and having like a quiet moment to sit down and drink it. And it's something I look forward to every single morning. That I was like, I'm not giving up this routine. Oh, bless you.
I feel like I'm going to sneeze. I tried muting my thing. I guess I'm not going to sneeze. I'm definitely nasally, so I apologize. And I apologize to Nat because I'm sniffling a little bit because I have a sneeze coming on. No, it's funny that you say that because in the beginning I was also all about making mocktails. But the funny thing is, like, I don't think we really had NA spirits. I think we were just using like seltzer kind of as like the base, like instead of like the liquor or whatever. And now there's so many NA spirits, like it's fucking crazy. I feel like maybe Seedlip was the first one that I had heard of, and obviously
I never liked the Seedlips because I liked the one that was like the fake whiskey or whatever, but it was not even close to whiskey for me. But all of it just tasted like grass.
But that's not Seedlip.
They have like a gin one that tastes icky.
Oh yeah, I think that's the green one. Yeah, well, so there's like Seedlip, and then there's like I think Layers or some shit like that, which I bought.
They have everything. They have like an NA every.
It's
spirit.
Crazy. There's so many different brands now. 3 Spirits just sent us over. Well, I got it because I haven't seen you. 3 different ones, which are good. Those are like pretty flavorful and you could just have them like on their own, but they also give you recipes and stuff. I've tried each one just once. And then I just went to the wine store actually in Jersey City and asked if they had any NA spirits, and they had this one called Amass, which also makes, like actual, booze. And I just tried that one for the first time last night.
What is that one
because
like?
I knew we were gonna I liked it. Like, I find that they're more, all of these, I find that they're more herbal, which is fine. I've never been like a super herbal person, like into, planty tasting things. I'm more of a sweet girl, but it's funny because now that there's all these crazy mocked NA spirits, I don't enjoy making mocktails as much anymore. But I guess it's just, in the beginning I had so much time and it was like a fun new project type thing. I never drank NA beer anymore because I've never liked beer.
I used to drink a lot of NA beer, and now I sort of I just don't buy it as often, but there's amazing NA beers. There's like Atlantic Brewing Co. Like Brooklyn has an NA beer. There's all the regular ones like the Caliber and O'Doul's, of course, and Beck's and Heineken 00. And I think didn't Tanqueray come out with an NA gin? And so there's like all the companies are finally starting to catch up, which is a nice break, I think, from all of the booze culture. And I feel maybe it's because we're in the sober sphere, but I feel like, remember when I was afraid to go to my work party because I didn't really tell anybody? So I went.
We forgot to catch up on that.
Yeah, I went and I ordered tonic water with lime, and a few people asked me what I was drinking, and only one person, the one person I knew that was going to say something, of course, was like, "What? You don't drink?" And this was also a person I had told multiple times that I don't drink, which is also the funny telltale sign of the one person that maybe drinks too much that shouldn't be drinking. But I just kind of laughed to myself when that person said something, but it was really chill. Like people like filtered in. People were going to the bar beforehand, and they were like, "Come to the bar," and I did not engage. I went directly to the restaurant and got my tonic water, and only one person made a comment and nobody else said anything, and it was a relief. I smiled because I was like, oh, I knew I was kind of anxious about this. And then following that up, we had goodbye drinks at an actual bar for a coworker, and it was one of my fave coworkers. So I went, of course, and nobody said. It was like a Monday night, and so I again ordered tonic water, and I left probably 45 minutes after getting there. And I wasn't nervous about that. And it was at an actual bar. So I thought that was kind of a testament to ripping the Band-Aid off, because the party was kind of the first like event or whatever that I had gone to where nobody knew that I didn't drink. So once I went to the bar and said, like, now I just say I don't drink, you know, with my coworkers, like, oh, what are you having? And I'm like, tonic water. And they'll give me like the look, like, you know, and I'm like, oh yeah, I don't drink. And that's really it. So I kind of ripped that Band-Aid off. No one has really, that person who forgot that I don't drink was like, you don't drink? Why don't you drink? And I was like, I just don't, like, I don't drink anymore. It's drank a lot, drank enough for this lifetime.
Exactly.
But that was that. So it was very chill, but I feel like maybe we see it differently, but I feel like culture has changed a little bit, that it's more accepting for people to go out to bars now and drink mocktails. But maybe that's just like my little bubble that I live in of mostly people that don't drink also.
It could be, but I don't think it is just your little bubble, because if it was just your little bubble, I don't think all these big corporations would be creating any options. The only thing is, I wish that bars would have a little more of an NA option. Like I get it. It's a bar.
Right.
Sober people don't typically go to bars, but we're not dead, right? Like every now and like you're going to have to go out. I just feel like it wouldn't kill bars to have like at least one NA beer option and one NA spirit.
Yeah. And it goes back to what we were saying before, how you were like, remember how you were talking about the speakeasy and how you just want to sometimes get dressed up and go out? And for our anniversary, it was our 6-year anniversary this month. And we went out to Keen's Steakhouse in New York, and it's like a very old New York, like chop house, and they have like a really huge bar, and we went for lunch. So it wasn't, I guess, that out of the ordinary, but like my husband had a martini, and I asked, they had like house-made ginger beer, and it was just really nice to like order something kind of, it wasn't exactly a mocktail, but I'm sure they would have made me one if I had asked. But
they made me one there once.
You were so right about like, just, it was so nice to just get dressed up and go out, that I agree with you that I wish bars would offer or make it more known that they have offerings, because then I would be more inclined to like ask you to go out to the bar and we could go and sit somewhere where it's like restaurants close early, coffee shops either don't let you inside because of COVID, or, you know, they close early. And so it would just be nice to like meet you for a beverage and have somewhere that we know we can go. That's not just like an alcohol-free bar situation, but like a regular place. So I'm with you on that, but I think it's changing.
I didn't go to the speakeasy. We didn't leave the house. We woke up and it was raining, and it's funny because I had planned this whole like date night, and we like looked. I'm like, so like, how do you feel about going out tonight? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, I don't want to. She's like, oh, thank God. I'm like, okay, cool. Like we both agreed, like we're gonna cancel. So I canceled my like reservations. I lost like $20, whatever. But yeah, I agree. It just. I was in Jersey City for like, I met up with our friend Benny for dinner, and I was like, let's just go pop into Keyhole for a quick second, because we knew the bartender, and I was trying to like bide my time going home because Cam had a friend over, and I said, I'm like, hey, do you have any like any beer? And they didn't have any. And it's just like weird. It's like you don't even have one. I feel like most places have like one. But I don't know. It's been so long since I've been. I guess Barcade didn't either, but everything was on draft, so that's like understandable. But I don't know. It was just like a little bit of and it's fine because I ended up having seltzer with pineapple juice, which is way better than like a beer. It just was like weird to me that that's like not an option. Like it wouldn't kill a bar owner to have 1 6-pack of like O'Doul's or something. Like it's not gonna go bad.
Right.
Like
it's not gonna hurt your bottom line.
Right. But
yeah, I agree with you there.
Anyway, but I do think that like for people getting sober now, there's so many NA options, which is really nice. But I feel like even when you and I got sober, or let's just say when we started the podcast, it was still very taboo to drink any beers and wines and stuff because people think that you're tempting yourself or that you weren't real. Like if you're gonna, it's like a gateway drug to like having the real thing again. And I mean,
think,
I know.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you,
No,
but there
that's okay.
is something weird to me, and I have yet to do it. I have not done it once since I got sober. I have not gone in and bought an alcohol-free spirit because there is something weird to me about that. Like, I don't know why, but there is something strange to me that I'm going to go to the liquor store to buy like a fake tequila. There's something that makes me feel uncomfortable about it. But wine, for some reason, no problem. Beer, no problem. But I don't know why it's the spirits for me that I don't.
I mean, everyone has their thing, right? I like the spirits because I was tired of my base constantly just being fucking seltzer.
Yes.
I feel like in a way it waters it down. I mean, it doesn't, but like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's like comes in a fancy fucking bottle.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like it. I like the option. But I will say, like, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got probably 8 or 9 bottles up at in my kitchen right now of NA, like legit bottles, like liquor bottles of NA spirits. And I drink them very seldomly. Like I don't like have them all the time. Yeah, I think I have 9 or 10. But they're gonna like last me forever. However, like 3 of those were sent to us.
Yeah.
I don't know, like there's also like the mocktails in a cup in a can, which I don't know. I've had like a couple. I didn't love them. I don't know. I just think that it's really nice. There's options. And I just think that it's also nice that sober culture is changing where it's more acceptable because I feel like, as we've always said, for the most part, the one way was AA and they're very anti, NA beers and stuff like that because it can be a slippery slope. So it's just, I feel like a testament to show that, culture is changing and being sober is more common and accepted these days. And it also shows that more and more people are realizing that this country has a problem with alcohol. I don't know. Hey, Kate. So someone in our Facebook group made a joke saying that you never finish books. So I'm just curious, have you finished any books lately?
So I believe the last Audible ad was talking about Blackout. And no, I haven't finished that one. I often don't finish books, but I don't feel bad because I'm just listening. I'm currently listening to a book on emotional childhood neglect called Running on Empty. And if you guys sign up to audibletrial.com/Seltzer Squad, you can get your first month for free and listen to books haphazardly like we do.
The best part about listening to a book on Audible is like, it's kind of like a podcast. You can drop it at any time and pick it up anytime. So definitely use our promo code and get your first month free.
Hey, Kate, what is the number one sober tool that we always recommend?
Therapy.
And we have recently partnered with BetterHelp. Do you want to tell everyone what that's about?
So BetterHelp is an online mental health platform. Basically what it is, it's an app that you get access to therapists. So you take their short quiz, they match you with somebody in your area, and it's affordable private counseling for individuals and couples anytime, anywhere. You don't even have to leave your house. You don't even have to wear hard pants.
That is amazing.
And what are we giving our listeners?
10% off. Just go to betterhelp.com/Seltzer Squad.
Definitely.
I try to put up mocktails like on the podcast, on the Instagram and stuff, but I feel like I'm not that like fun with them because I always just use whatever I have in like the fridge, like whatever juice or whatever. So I've been trying to like buy things like I bought lavender simple syrup the other day and I bought chocolate bitters. So because I really want to get better at making mocktails for the Instagram, but I'm lazy.
Yeah. What are you drinking now that you're into?
What's that?
Do you have like a favorite mocktail that you're into right now?
No, I always make a new one. I always try to like make a new one. But, and this is going to sound so stupid. You know what like kind of got me back into it was, this is so embarrassing. I was on TikTok and there's this girl, I think her thing's like Ash Pours something. I don't know. And she these aren't NA. They're all like alcoholic. But she makes, she's obviously like a big Taylor Swift fan. And she makes all these like really pretty Taylor Swift inspired cocktails. So like for like this song, it's just like her thing, right? But she makes them look so cute, and like they're pink with like sprinkles and garnishes. And I'm like, oh my God. So because I like went down a hole watching her, I'm like, oh, I should just get an NA spirit and like make these mocktails myself. And that's part of the reason why I got edible glitter and like shit like that. Cause like, oh, this could be like a fun thing, like maybe to do. But yeah, for the most part, I really haven't made anything, but she does like really cute drinks that I just wanted to be able to make them non-alcoholic, which I can.
I've been, it's red wine season for me. So I've been definitely stocking up on my free, Merlot and red blends. So I will definitely go, and I still like still goes back to me in that Pinterest turtleneck sweater on the couch drinking red wine, and I can actually fulfill that destiny for myself with NA wine, and every time I drink it I still feel fancy, which is still fucked up to me. But at least I'm no longer ruining my life, but I am enjoying the red wine. And honestly, if you're around people that don't even know, like they don't like a lot of, if I'm in public or drinking that with other people, they don't even know that I'm not drinking unless they know obviously that I'm sober. But
sure.
The other thing that's been in the last couple of weeks, I have been craving like a Bloody Mary, and I don't think it's the vodka in the Bloody Mary, but I don't know Squad or Jes.
Like, it's his whole thing.
Yeah, but I've just been craving like a Bloody Mary or Bloody Mary mix maybe. So if anybody has a good recipe for a virgin Bloody Mary, I would be down to try that, because I don't know. I think I must have seen one on TikTok or on Insta, and I was like, said to TJ like, oh yeah, like Bloody Marys, interesting. And my girlfriend who loves Bloody Marys was saying that when she was pregnant, she would make them with like pickle juice or like pickled radish juice. So there's that acidity, but I have yet to attempt to make one. So maybe I'll do it this weekend.
Perfect time to use one of the things. Yes. One of the like NA spirits instead of vodka.
Which one would you suggest?
I would probably suggest the garden one.
Okay.
Seedlip Garden.
Okay.
We can make some if you do come over next time to record, we can have like a little mocktail like
tasting.
Stash. That'd be fun. Yeah, I'd probably go with the garden one. And how I would do is like do like the 2 ounces of that, tomato juice, a little bit of olive juice, you know, lemon, lime, horseradish, Worcestershire sauce, Tabasco.
It's all coming back to me now.
Yeah.
Remember those mixes we used to have to make?
Yes. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Like it was always a pitcher, remember?
That was the only bar that I worked at, I think, that we like made a mix. I always had to like make them free like each
glass.
time. And like the worst problem with bartending, especially if you're like by yourself on like a Sunday morning or whatever, is that once one person sees that you made a Bloody Mary,
it worked on me. I saw a Bloody Mary on the internet.
Yeah, it's like a chain reaction. I don't like Bloody Marys. It's basically putting like half the things I don't like to eat or drink in life together. So it's like everything I fucking hate. But once you make one, it's like, cool, now here comes 20 more.
So I'm going to attempt that. Maybe I'll attempt that this weekend and try out a recipe, and then we can try another one when we're together. But that's been and
post on the gram if you do it.
Tej was like religiously buying me Brooklyn NA beer, and I was drinking that a lot, but it just made me gassy and burpy. So I've switched to my mainstays of NA free wine, and I'm going to try a Bloody, and then coffee forever.
But free wine. I'm sorry. Free sparkling is always one of my favorites.
I like free rosé too, a lot.
Okay. Yeah. I've always loved champagne. So I love the free champagne. There was something I was going to say to piggyback off what you were saying, but I forgot. Oh, well, it's fine.
But it's also like cozy beverage season. So even not NA, there's a lot. What I was going to say is that at the beginning of sobriety, I was crushing seltzer like like a clinical condition. I was drinking so much seltzer. We were buying like 30 flats from BJ's, and then we were like starting to get self-conscious of how many cans we had. So we switched to a Soda Stream, and it hits different. I think that's why I don't drink as much seltzer, is it just hits different.
It does hit different. It's not as like crisp and like spicy
or fun somehow. It's not as fun to me.
I know. I agree. But also I appreciate that you're like earth
doing
conscious.
My part.
Like, yeah, same. That's honestly part of like, that's why we don't offer, in my studio, I have a water like bottle situation, but I never offered water because I'm like, I'm not going to have plastic. Right. So we did the recyclable cans. That's part of the reason why I love Liquid Death. Yes. Oh, that's my favorite seltzer is Liquid Death. But they also do still water, but it also comes in a can, which is really nice because they're anti-plastic. But
maybe I'll treat myself to some of that.
If you guys have any good like mocktail recipes or anything like that, like we'd love to see them. And also if you do make a mocktail, tag us in like your story or whatever so that we can repost it into our mocktail highlights. I really love when I catch people tagging us. So I guess that's it, right?
I think that's it. I think we can highlight a few of our favorite companies. We love Liquid Death. Brainwashed Coffee offers a give back to addiction recovery programs. What was the one that you just mentioned that they sent you?
3 Spirits.
Yes, 3 Spirits. Free Wines, my OG.
Yeah, I love Free.
And then, there's so many now. But go check it out. Treat yourself if you're hitting a baby milestone, a big milestone, and share with us what you're doing.
Wait, there's one more thing. And I texted you about it last night, and I can't believe that I like waited till the very end of this episode. Kava, Kava. Have you heard of this?
No. Tell
me
more.
Either. Something came on my TikTok. It was like Kava Talk, and it was like this girl, and she's like, I'm like how I'm getting lit after with this drink that actually has no alcohol in it. And apparently it's like an herb and it like has like the same dopamine thing. I don't know. I wanted to learn about it, but it's for sober people. It's like for like sober people drink it. But I don't know. I like never heard about it. And then in the comments, it was like so many people, because sometimes I get sobriety things on my TikTok, and people are like, yes, this is like my like in my toolbox and this and that. And then some people's like, you got to be careful with it. So it's a crop from the Pacific Islands. And it means bitter. What else? Mix. I don't know. I'm just like, what are the effects of kava? In small doses, the effects of kava include muscle relaxation, sleepiness, and feelings of well-being. However, long-term use of kava can lead to a range of health problems, including malnutrition, weight loss, and apathy.
Jeez.
And then like, there's all these questions like, does kava drink get you high and all this shit? So I was just curious if people have any experience with this, because this is so new to me. I feel like there's constantly new things, and like, is this problematic? Because it sounds like it could be problematic. But
is anybody out there hitting kava?
Yeah, I'm just really curious about it, because it sounds like it could be a replacement, but I'm not sure how healthy it is. So if anyone drinks kava, or maybe it's like in line with like kombucha is like completely different. I don't know. I need to know
is
about
it like
this.
a little mind altering like weed is? I don't know.
That's what I'm like thinking. I'm like, is it basically like a liquid version of weed? I don't know.
Okay, well, jury's out. We don't know. Squad, you tell us. I feel like it's a no for me right now because it sounds sus, but
yes, I'm agree, open to learning more. I wanted to learn more about it just for the sake of learning more about it. Kava. So if anyone has any insight, please let us know. Other than that,
all right, my love.
Till we meet again.
Be nice to yourself,
and don't forget,
hangovers suck.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast. Every review helps other listeners find us. Music by Dead Go West. Art by Kate Sander. For show notes and resources, check out seltzersquad.com.